Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and welcome to my channel. In today's story, OP reaches out to Reddit because he unexpectedly found out that the way that his relationship started with his girlfriend was slightly different than what he had initially thought. This sort of sends him into a spiral of insecurity, but luckily it does end up for the best and it has such a wholesome happy ending. I've had some pretty negative stories out in the past few days, so I really enjoyed this one and I hope you did too. Stay tuned for the update to find out. Anyways, if you do like the story, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up. And before I move on to the story, I just wanted to take a second and thank all of my subscribers. Thank you so much. I had a personal goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers, and because of all of you, I cannot believe that I actually did it. Thank you so effing much. I mean, I don't want to jinx it. Like, I could lose a few subscribers and then go under the mark, but still, 999 is like pretty much the same as 1,000, even if I do go below it. I'm sort of rambling. I just wanted to say thank you so much. And for those that are new, if you like my content and would like to support me, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and onto the story. My girlfriend, a 31-year-old female of 3 years, confessed to me, a 28-year-old male, that she only started dating me because she knew that I had a massive crush on her for a very long time, and her roommate convinced her to go on a single pity date with me. So I've had a massive crush on my girlfriend ever since school days. We were in the same school, although she was one class ahead of me. Now, my crush was such that everyone in my school knew. Like, if I was anywhere near her, people would just give a mischievous smile to the both of us. If we were sitting near each other, then my friends would tease me mercilessly. In short, it was impossible for her to not know about it, but I never had the courage to ask her out. After school, we moved to different parts of the world for our education, and we weren't even friends on Facebook. Anyways, around 3.5 years ago, I was attending the birthday celebration of a friend when I saw her again. It was her alright, only she had become even more gorgeous and badass. The friend whose birthday I was attending was a mutual friend from our school, and he of course knew about my crush. There were 2 or 3 more mutual friends there who also knew, and they kept encouraging me to go and talk to her. So I finally went up to her and with my heart in my mouth, had a small talk with her. She of course recognized me from school and we had a nice talk and then we exchanged numbers and socials. So with great trepidation, I did some light detective work to find out if she was single or not. To my great relief, I didn't find the presence of any guy in her feed, so my hopes were up a little. I reached out to her to hang out, fully expecting her to turn me down, but she accepted to my great surprise. So we hung out and I found out that we had a lot in common, and then we decided for the next meetup. Things picked up from there and eventually we became boyfriend and girlfriend. She's everything that I expected and more. Plus, she's also extremely happy with our relationship. We've been discussing marriage too. Anyways, last weekend we hosted her BFF and husband for a dinner at our house. The BFF is someone who I had known during our school days, and she's a good friend too. After dinner, we were shooting the breeze and except me, everyone was pretty drunk, as they were staying the night at our place. So we were talking when her drunk BFF suddenly turned to my girlfriend and said, "Look how happy you are today, and I feel some sense of pride after looking at you too." I smiled and said, "Well, thank you." Then she continued talking to my girlfriend and said, "You didn't even want to give this guy a chance and only agreed when I pestered you to go on a pity date with him, and your plan was to let him down easy after the said date. But instead, you guys are sitting here talking about your future together, and it makes me so happy that I convinced you to take a chance with him. Can you imagine if you had stuck to your original plan?" Her husband by now realized the awkwardness and led her away to sleep. I could see in my girlfriend's face that she was visibly stressed. So we went to bed too, and when she came to bed after changing clothes, she was already in tears. She took my hand in hers and said, "Please don't mind her words. I asked her if it's true and she admitted that yes, it was. She knew that I always had a massive crush on her, so when I asked her out, she didn't want to be mean by turning me down harshly. So she discussed it with her BFF, who was also her roommate at the time, about the situation. The BFF knew me, so she tried to convince her to give me a chance, but my girlfriend wasn't convinced. Finally, the BFF asked her to go on 2 to 3 dates with me and then let me down easy, and my girlfriend agreed. But then she found out that we really clicked together and wanted to continue dating, and well, here we are 3 years later. I hugged her and said that it was okay, not to worry about it too much as it's pretty much water under the bridge. But as you guys can tell, it's obviously bothering me. And I think she has started to catch on too, as she's been extra attentive and loving to me since the incident. So Reddit. On one hand, I'm the guy who's literally going to be engaged and eventually married to my crush. And it's even better because our relationship is just how I imagined it to be, only 10 times better. On the other hand, it does sting a little to know that she only agreed to go out with me because she pitied me, not gonna lie. Please knock some sense into me before I self-sabotage this wonderful relationship. Thank you. So I guess that I should tell what happened after I made the post. In the morning, the BFF apologized for her insensitive comment the night before. She said that she got too drunk and that she just wanted to take credit for setting us up and playing a matchmaker, but being drunk she blurted out some unnecessary things. I said of course you don't have to apologize, as I have her to thank for me and my girlfriend going on that first date. After the BFF left, I went to my girlfriend and shared my feelings and asked her why she was hesitant to go out with me. She then took my hand in hers and told me that it just felt awkward to her. She had known for years that I had a crush on her. On top of that, I was younger and her junior. Her friends back home sometimes used to tease her by saying my name, and almost all of our mutual friends know about my crush on her. So when I asked her out, she felt awkward because 1, I was more into her than she was into me, even before we went out on a single date. And 2, I had her on a pedestal and she was certain that reality was never going to meet my fantasy, so she wanted to avoid going through this. Also, she thought that I was a weirdo, she admitted. But after her BFF went to bat for me, she decided to go out with me and then let me down easy after 2 or 3 dates. Then I asked her what changed after the first date and she said, "Well, you didn't give off any weird vibes. Yes, you were very happy and nervous as a result, but I didn't get any creepy vibes from you. You were just a guy with a crush, with whom I had insane chemistry even on the first date. And now 3 years later, I think I have a bigger crush on you than you've ever had on me." After having this conversation, we went out to have dinner at the same restaurant where we had our first date and even tried to order the same dish, but alas, they had discontinued one of the dishes. Then we decided to order something entirely new, which we both had never had. Anyways, that was the update, guys. Thank you for reminding me how lucky I am. And then OP added, "We'll also be going ring shopping in the first week of December." So guys, what did you think about this? Please let me know in the comments down below. Honestly, my heart cannot take it. This was such a wholesome, cute, unbelievably amazing story. I really needed it after the past negative stories that I've had. With regards to OP's girlfriend, I completely understand her reasoning. If we sort of flip the situation on its head, and given that OP's girlfriend really didn't know a lot about OP, I could sort of see this being a stalker situation, or I could at least see OP's girlfriend thinking that it is in her mind. That being said, I'm so glad that she decided to give OP a chance and that they're together and that they're happy. I'm also so glad that OP was able to get over any insecurity that he had. I honestly wish them the best. And again, guys, I just wanted to take a second and thank all of you. I honestly cannot believe that I reached this milestone. Like, what? How is this even possible? Honestly, I still remember the time, and this was for like a good chunk where I had only like 30 subscribers. No idea who those people are. You're amazing, by the way. But anyhow, I had those 30 subscribers and it felt like I was just talking into a void. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm still like that sometimes. But I'm so glad that I can give you content that you enjoy. And I'm so glad that we can experience this together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like, you really can't imagine how grateful I am for you guys. Honestly, thank you. And I think I'm gonna end it there before I start tearing up and crying and stuff. Anyhow, if you did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories from Reddit with updates.